Everybody, and welcome back to another great week of Crack Kills football, and for an 8th straight year, another great week of Ohio State being way better than anything from that team up north. And Jim Harbaugh learned the difference between a question and an insult. Let's take a look at the 5 things to watch for as we head into the penultimate week of the regular season, week 13. Rivalries abound, big games, but not great matchups. We'll see what happens today as teams try to clinch their final playoff spots. Quick hit number 1. We'll start there. Clinching scenario. Clinching time could come early today as 2 squads look to grab their playoff spot. The Mean Genes and Phil's Fugitives have a chance to grab their 8th win and a likely playoff position. The Genes face the tougher test of the two, taking in the highly trained Apes, but come into the game with a 29-0 lead thanks to some nice Thanksgiving efforts. Meanwhile, the Cons face the Tinfoil Kings, although the Kings have won 2 straight. Phil's Fugitives leads 47-20 thanks to Josh Allen and Allen Robinson on Thanksgiving. Josh Allen, a great day on Thursday, impressive, and much better than Dak. Well, Allen Robinson showed up big as well. We'll see if these teams can both get wins today and make the playoffs, or if we delay them till next week and make them wait and see if it's even closer than they might expect. Quick hit number 2, 6-6. 4 teams find themselves at 6-6 with a chance still to make the postseason. All Business, the highly trained Apes, Future Cop, and the Dimebags all sit at 500 with 2 rivalry games to play. But the Cops and Bags already have Thursday miscues on their resume for week 13. The Bags started an inactive Jeff Driscoll. The Cops did the same with an inactive Julio Jones. The Julio move could be costly, as could the Driscoll move, but the Bags put up big numbers otherwise. We'll see if these teams can overcome these mistakes, and the Bags overcome a 2 straight losses to try to get into the playoffs. Quick hit number 3, can't guard Mike. It's funny I'm saying this today after single digits, and while we know that Christian McCaffrey might be the highest scorer in the league, Mike Thomas is the most dominant player in the league this season. Thomas was held to single digits this past week for the first time since week 17 of last season, a game which he didn't even play an entire half. Thomas has been the only receiving threat for the Saints this season, was without his starting quarterback for over a month, and is still on pace to have one of the best seasons by a wide receiver in league history. Thomas came into the league raw, but has shown that with a little practice and the physical tools, he could easily become one of the best receivers to ever play the game. He's got size, he's got hands, and he is uncoverable one-on-one. Thomas has 4 straight 20-point games before being held to 9 this past Thursday, and a 30 earlier in the season. He is, in a word, unstoppable. We'll see if he keeps it up for the Fugitives, who can use him. Quick hit number 4, life support. 2 teams find themselves on life support heading into this week with slim chances to make the playoffs. The Tinfoil Kings and No Comment see one last little glimmer of hope heading into this week, but someone's hand is on the plug, and they may pull it soon. The Kings have won 2 in a row, while No Comment broke a 3-game skid last week. Now, both need wins to try to see if they can get into the playoffs. No Comment is 4th in scoring, but has had very bad bounces this season, and lost to the Kings. They don't hold the tiebreaker between those 2 teams, but hold tiebreakers against half the teams above them, but the other half they do not. We'll see if the season ends today for either of these squads, or if they take it to the wire and play a week 14 meaningful game. Quick hit number 5. We're at the top of the standings now with the pennant race. King Quon clinched a playoff spot last week with their 9th win, but now have their sights on a pennant. At 9-3, they lead the league, but the defending champs Superfly TNT are right on their heels and face one of the only 3 squads to beat them this year. King Quon faces one of the only 3 squads to beat them this year. No comment. The Flies face a tougher test with the Dimebags, but the Bags have lost 2 in a row, and with a win, the Flies could put themselves in position to win the pennant, clinch a spot, and get that first round bye. We'll see if they can get it done today. 2-time defending champ Superfly TNT. And finally, the player to watch, it's Sam Darnold of the Mean Genes. Darnold stepped in for Patrick Mahomes on a bye week last week and had a huge game. Now, he's standing next to Mahomes in the quarterback position with the Genes going with 2 quarterbacks. A big game from Darnold would be huge for the Genes in terms of making the postseason and seeing if their season could go somewhere this year. A bad game from Darnold would be disastrous. We'll see if he keeps up his recent run of form and keep things up for the Genes. See if they can get them into the playoffs. That's it for Crack Kills Quick Hits for Week 13. With 1 week to go, 2 rivalry games to go. Here we go. It's almost time for the playoffs. Good luck to every team this week except you, King Quon.